Hi guys, welcome back to Scrappy Talk. This is going to be episode 2. And I'm your driver, Gabriel. This is the owners, Alex and Marisa, my parents. And we are going to talk to you today about safety. That's what we decided to talk about today. So, first things first, I guess we'll just dive right into it. We agreed that the number one thing for our number one tool with safety is obviously going to be a safety vest. And I think the way... Well, we'll just tell you guys like why we think the safety vest is the best thing. First of all, for the driver and the spotter, especially the spotter because they're outside of the vehicle. I think you guys would probably agree is the most important because there's been times where my dad's almost hit my mom and I've almost hit my mom and yeah.
With the trailer system, it's a little hard to see the spotter.
Yeah. Yes. Also, when you're at the landfill, the landfill requires safety vests as well. Everyone, whether you're inside the vehicle, outside the vehicle, always have to have a safety vest. If not, they provide one for you, but you don't really want to use those ones. They wash them every day, but I mean, it's just I don't know.
Spray them down.
A little bit of Lysol, but Anyways, but also, just high visibility within the residential and the landfill, I would think. Especially in the residentials, you have a lot of other cars passing by. I'm sure you would agree, right, Mom?
I do.
That
It's also kind of looks professional.
Mhm.
I think when they see you out there, they know automatically you're kind of hand in hand with the dumpster.
Right.
So it looks like it's kind of part of your uniform. Just shows them that you're practicing safety.
Yeah.
So.
also shows that you care too. I mean, obviously, not that we don't care, but we do care. You never know when there's like dogs, even kids around, or even like I don't know, some people, some joggers, cyclists, anyone. Just you never know who's around. The next thing, I think our second pointer, Dad, would be we have lights. We have little flasher lights, just safety lights all around the truck, and Yeah.
The safety lights that I put on, I actually just purchased on Amazon. I think they were like $34.99. They're not too expensive for an 8-pack. The part was actually figuring out how I could wire them into the actual vehicle itself. So what I did was, of course, went to YouTube and saw if anybody was hooking up safety lights. And of course, they didn't have our vehicle in there. But I was able to use a test light, figured out where the fuse box was on the 6500. And it was actually on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Oh yeah,
which is totally
weird spot.
totally different than what I expected. So I found it, used my test light. I was actually able to hit. We have auxiliary buttons on the bottom of our dash. One of them was actually for our clutch pump. The other one, it was empty, and then the last one is I put the lights, so it's auxiliary 3 now. So we hit auxiliary 3 and all the lights turn on, and that's a huge help for us when especially night deliveries. We use them all the time, but night deliveries, evening pickups, anything that we're out there, it's very important that people could see you.
Mhm.
Visibility.
Oh yeah. You think they see you more now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We put them along the side of the rails, which is good because when you have your flashers on and you're just backing into a driveway, they don't see the side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
They only see the front flashers or the rear flashers.
Mhm.
But if you're driving into it backwards, and somebody's coming at you sideways, they don't see you.
Yeah. They don't expect how long that vehicle actually is too.
It's
Yeah.
a very long vehicle.
And two, to be at the landfill. I mean, it's kind of funny because we go to the landfill so much, you start to get to know the the guys out there. The guy that kind of tells you where to go in the landfill. He saw and recognized it immediately. But in the landfill too, I think it makes a difference because you're with these other big vehicles. These trash trucks
Mhm.
of all 40-yarders, all these different sizes. So I think that's also a big thing too. Is even landfill can be a good
Yeah.
thing
place.
to use them.
Yep. I agree. And then we actually have it along the frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And specifically why we did that is so that you don't get kinks in your wires. Because if you kink your wire and those lights go out, it's such a pain.
Yes.
Those things, it's a lot of work getting those lights on, but they're pretty worth it. So
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
We actually just bought another set. So I'm gonna try and put.
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm gonna put another 2 in the grill, so they could see you oncoming,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna try and put some more in the front of the vehicle.
Okay.
Front side, I guess you could say.
Right.
So,
And then
Expensive.
no, like I said, they were like $34.99 for a pack of 8.
mhm.
And so,
One thing you guys do have to keep in mind, though, our flashers are white and blue, and specifically because that's our colors. But you gotta keep in mind you can't do red and blue because of law enforcement and stuff like that. So you gotta keep in mind what colors do your research and know what colors are allowed in whatever city wherever you guys are working out of. But
yeah, most of them at the landfill for the city trucks anyway are usually like an amber color.
yeah,
Flash on out.
it's like an amber and white.
Yeah, amber
Mhm.
and white. And so, but ours we like the blue and the white because, like Gabriel said, those are our colors, and so we went with that color couple.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to do. It's not hard, and as a matter of fact, when I put the new lights on, I'll see if I can make a video for that, so you can just see how easy they are to install.
And you guys will be able to see it. We post it all the time on like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. You'll see like the way our setup is, and yeah, we'll show you guys like more videos about that on social media. Yeah, and then after that, the next safety point that we wanted to point out was pictures and videos, just documentation, and mostly it's my mom that does the documentation, but before and after every job, pretty much after every job, we'll take a picture of your driveway, and the reason is because just so you know we didn't like scratch it up or whatever else. Yeah.
Kind of covering your butt, if you will. You know, what I do is I typically take pictures, even if the owners are once we place the dumpster on the driveway or wherever the place they want it, I'll take a picture of it. If the owners are not there, I still take a picture of it, and at that point, I document when we deliver the dumpster. So now, not only do you have a document of everything is secure, everything was, in place at the time of delivery, and now you also now have a time document. So when you tell that customer that the dumpster, typically we tell our customers, okay, your delivery time is going to be between 7 and 8 a.m. or 1 and 2 p.m. If they have that 24-hour, you need to document that because they can, when you go back at 1 or 2 p.m. when you dropped it off, and now you're doing a 24-hour pickup and picking it up at 1 and 2, they can easily say, wait a minute, you didn't drop this off till 6 o'clock in the evening. No, actually I didn't. Here's a picture of when I sent you the picture that dumpster has been delivered. So again, it's just documenting, it's just kind of covering your butt. When we leave and when we pick up the dumpster, whether the owner's there or not, I will take pictures of the house or wherever the dumpster was located. If there was anything near the dumpster, a gate, the house, a vehicle, I will take pictures, just kind of a little 360 of where the dumpster was at, and everything. When we left the premises, everything was left the way we found it.
Mm-hmm.
So that just, again, documents everything, and it covers your butt. Back to the landfill, I do take pictures of the waste when we dump it. You can clearly see the dumpster at the landfill. I take a picture of the waste, just again, in the event if they go over their tonnage, you have a picture and you have a time documenting when you dumped it. And, obviously try to take a picture of something that's significant, like a green. If there is a green Tupperware in there, try and take a picture of that, because that kind of significance that was my truck.
Yeah, size the scale.
Yeah, size the scale. If there you see a stuffed animal, big stuffed animal, I'll take a picture. Whatever the case may be, it just documents your tonnage. Again, if they go over your tonnage, the time frame, and the waste. And I typically keep all of these documents. I still have some, so I'm thinking I'm going to probably keep them for about 1.5 years, just because you never know if that person's going to come back.
Yeah, it's just all about filing too.
Yeah,
so
it really is.
But I mean, that's a rare occasion. Usually we don't have any issues with almost any of our customers, but you never know. Yeah, you never know. We had some incidents here and there, especially with pay too. You know what I mean? Like some people just don't pay us right away.
That is
Mm.
true. But I mean, I always say we have the best customers. I really, truly think that. But again, I think we are as transparent as possible. And I think our customers know that. And I think that's why, too, a lot of our customers come back to us because they like the fact that we are very thorough. We're very transparent. And I mean, in any case scenario, a customer can text me drop of a dime and they will receive text daily within 5 minutes from that text. I don't care if I'm busy. I don't care if I'm in a landfill. I will even shoot them a text that says, give me one moment and, finish whatever we got going on, whether it's dropping off a dumpster or whether it's, finishing up the landfill. But I think that is extremely important is communication. Then your customers have a question. You know what? This is business. This is what's paying your bills. So, give them that attention. I think that's very customer service, again, is my number one. And I feel that that's important.
Nope. I agree.
It's funny you said that because I was making fun of her the other day with her camera.
Isn't it?
I was like, hey, do you have any pictures of the grandkids?
It's all driveways.
All driveways.
When you do what you got to do.
Mhm.
I love my babies, but yes, that is another thing. You will fill up that camera.
Yeah.
But, back it up, do what you got to do, but keep it for documentation.
Yeah, you can just make a file on your phone. I have a specific file on my phone, just scrappy bins. I also have my own personal work stuff. I have my own personal pictures and stuff like that. But you just gotta be organized when you're doing this kind of stuff because you just never know, but you have to have it. That's like, you have to have that documentation just because you never know. But yeah, anyways,
For them dogs.
yeah, that's our
Yeah.
that's our fourth point right there. We want to talk to you guys about dogs and animals. So we have a funny story with my mom actually. And we went to a barn and we were so scared about the dog, but the biggest threat to us
It's a freaking goat.
it's the goats. The goats did not like her. The goat wanted to try like ramming his horns in her and wanted to
Yeah.
go after her.
I mean, they have these sheepdogs and, these Great Pyrenees. You're looking at like 100-pound plus, all of this fur, and they're barking at you too. And you're like, okay. And the guy's like, don't worry about the dogs. Just come on, go into the ranch. I'm going to show you where to go. So here he wants us in this barn. And I'm out there and I'm telling at the time, I think we had the Max D.
Yeah, we had the trailer system. Yeah.
System. So again, I'm telling Gabriel, and again, we talked about this too. Make sure you have the skills, guys.
Yep.
But telling Gabriel, okay, come on, straight, come on back. You're clear. Talking to him through my earbuds. And all of a sudden I look over and here comes this goat, like I'm talking chucking right at me. And I'm like, this is gonna kill me. And the owner was like, hey, and he grabbed him by the horn and he's steering him away. And here comes another goat and then another goat. Before you know it, I had like 4 goats all around me. Gabriel's laughing at me.
Oh, that was hilarious. So funny.
I don't know. I was terrified of these dudes.
So that was the funny part is that the dogs are sweethearts. The dogs loved us. They wanted us as nonstop pets, but it was the goats. You gotta.
The owner was there and he shushed them all away and they were laughing because they knew I was like hopping and skipping and I was running everywhere just to get away from these goats, but they wanted me, man. But yeah, this is another case scenario. Just be careful. It's not always a dog, and sometimes there is a dog. Another thing that we do, caution is, Gabriel, when he drives up.
Yeah, whenever I drive up, we'll tap the horn a few times, just kind of let them know. My mom will then call the owner of the property and let them know, like, hey, we're here, like, lock up your dogs. Even in the email, like, when we tell them, like, hey, here's your reservation, we're going to be at this time, this place. Please lock up animals or, anything just in case. But in case they forget, yeah.
Sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
And another case scenario is with Alex.
Yeah.
And we were in the we were also in the Max D. This was the trailer. And it was a long driveway. So the gate was open. I just talked to the owner. She says, yeah, just drive it all the way to the back and put it in the back. I'll be out there when I enter.
Wasn't there.
Right. She says, I'll be there in a few minutes. I might meet you at the same time, but go ahead. Nothing's back there. Just go ahead and, drop it all the way to the back. Okay, no problem. So again, Alex, he backups, he always taps the horn a couple of times. I get out, put him on my earbuds, and I'm in the back. Now I'm walking in the back, and there is this huge Doberman Pinscher. And he's laying on the floor, and I looked at him, and he was sound asleep, and I was like so quiet walking back, and this little girl comes out from the house and calls out to the dog, little Lucy. And little Lucy looked at me, I looked at him, and she just got up and she just started running towards me. So needless to say, I was like Speedy Gonzalez. I freaking ran all the way to the truck. I jumped in the truck, and Alex rolls his window and he's like, "Hon, are you okay?"
She swears I locked the doors. I did not lock the doors. I was unlocking the doors.
Anyhow,
That's what she heard.
he didn't open.
I would lock the doors.
He didn't.
I would lock them.
What he did is just roll the window down to see if I was okay. So, I was in back of the truck. Here comes the owner's niece that lived in the house as well. And she was like, "I am so sorry. Little Lucy won't do anything. She's a doll. She would never bite."
But that's famous last words.
Little Lucy.
Famous last words.
The funny part about that whole story is that we have a dually, and she jumped over the two dually fenders to get into the back of the truck. What?
And keep in mind, she's only like 4'11".
Yeah.
So it was a
Hills.
that was an Olympic jump right there.
Hey guys, so I'm just saying, you know what? And typically I always, and this is another thing that I do because I'm usually the spotter outside, is I always whistle. I always, I used to be in real estate, same thing, and you never know what's in the backyard. When I would show a house, that's the first thing I would do is I would whistle because sometimes the owners forget to lock up that door. Same case scenario. I should have whistled. I didn't. I was... you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of things, or you get caught up in talking and whatnot, and you forget that. But you need to just remember that sometimes will help you with getting bit, because you just never know. And it's not that the owner, is neglectful, but same thing. They get caught up in what they're doing too, and before they know it, you're outside and they're thinking you're en route. So,
yeah,
it's just kind of funny.
Yeah,
good stories.
I probably wouldn't. No matter what breed it is, I never give them the benefit of the doubt because they're friendly with their owners, and they might be sweethearts. They might be all nice and sniffing you, but they get the wrong sniff, they'll go for it. They'll bite you. So
Chihuahuas eat something.
Oh yeah, Chihuahuas, Pomeranians, all the little guys, aggressive little guys. So
and they bite just as much as a big dog.
Yeah, they do.
What?
So yeah, you just gotta keep in mind about dogs. It's like the biggest thing. We're not really scared about them, but I think she's more scared because she's actually on field. But you gotta be aware of the dogs for sure. Another thing we want to talk about with the safety is probably cones. We use cones a lot, believe it or not. We didn't think we were gonna use cones a lot, and we use them a lot. Whether if it's a narrow street, we'll just put a cone right over there so they know that we're working. It kind of gives them a heads up when they're driving down the street. Just hey, something's gonna happen over here. It's kind of like a warning. And
we have clients that will pull they'll pull permits to have our dumpster if they don't have a driveway, or if it's a shared driveway, they'll pull a permit for us to park it on the sidewalk. And we've done that plenty.
Oh yeah, all the time.
And again, that's another thing too out there. Document if you're gonna put your dumpster on the road. You need to make sure you do your due diligence of telling them the information of, you can get fined if you don't have a permit. You must have a permit if you're going to place that dumpster on the road. Because you know what, that's going to be another issue that you might encounter. They're going to get fined by the city, and they're going to be like, well, wait, here, you need to pay it.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me I needed a permit. I needed a permit. You're the professional. You're the business. How come you didn't tell me? So again, make sure that you research your county or city, what they require, because that's going to come back at you. If you deliver and place it there, that's going to be a dispute between you and your customers.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much our main things we just want to cover was safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So I think another thing too that we had somebody talk about was if we had insurance. That was
oh yeah,
we
insurance.
do have insurance. We have both commercial insurance for our vehicle as well as our business insurance. Again, you never know what's going to happen. That's why, again, we have a spotter and a driver, is because, there's so many variables. I think when you're, again, in the hustle and bustle of things, you're talking on the phone, whatever the case may be, but you never know if that little girl or that little boy is behind you that runs out from the house.
Right.
And is excited because they see this big contraption.
Oh yeah, they love it. Yep. Like my nephews, their grandkids, like our kids, they love trucks. They get so excited even going to the landfill, and like they're not allowed outside the truck. But I mean, yeah, kids get excited. They love it. Yeah.
So again, you never know. God forbid anything like that happens. But you need to be prepared. Little dogs, cat. What if a cat runs out and now you just place that dumpster and there was a cat underneath?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you got to have insurance. I know it's expensive to have somebody with you, but you have to just make sure that you have that security. If you need cameras, put cameras around your vehicle. That would be one thing that I would recommend too.
Yeah, we don't usually do jobs alone, honestly. We always have a spotter just for reasons like that. You just never know. You never know what's gonna pop out or what's gonna happen. So
we don't. I mean, there's rare occasion. I think if anything, there's going to be just single drivers, and that would be the landfill again.
Right.
You
yeah.
really need a spotter for the landfill. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but I like the landfill because it's pretty exciting sometimes.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see over there. Like, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff at the landfill too.
I remember that time when they said, I think it was you and I, where they had said there was a special burial. We had no idea. What the hell is a special burial? And we would dump. We didn't see nothing going on. Whatever. We'd continue on. And there was a couple dumps after that. Special burial. We were like, and she said it was the truck behind us. So we're like, oh man, let's check it out.
Let's go a little slow.
So here we are, trying to dump slow, and it was a slow day. And Alex gets out. He's like, I'm gonna go clean the dumpster, go sweep it. Yeah, right. I knew exactly what he was waiting for. He's looking for that special burial. So all of us are looking. We're like, what is their special burial? Well, it happened to be a horse, and that's a special burial. Well, a few things have been special burials: cattle, horses, goats, and then one kind of crazy one was the one when it was a slot machine.
Yeah.
And they considered that a special burial. And that was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they buried those.
Yeah, and they had guards there. So they had like guards checking the machines to make sure that nobody was going to get to.
And to make sure that it was actually buried.
Yes.
And yeah, they took pictures, and yeah, it was just the craziest thing. Never knew that was a special burial. So, yeah, landfill can be pretty exciting too. Once in a while.
It's pretty exciting. But, yeah, and then that's pretty much all we had for safety. One thing we did want to do, like a small little shout out to, was we had someone on TikTok mention, they just wanted to ask a quick question about, like, what are some pointers of, like, starting up a business, in our opinion. And I think we all kind of, like, sat there and kind of talked it over a little bit. And I think we agreed that first thing you would want to do is make sure you get all your information. Make sure you get all the numbers, because, some things are just, they cost a little bit more than others. You never know how much, like, some other people like charge.
The most expensive thing that you're going to have to consider is you have to get commercial insurance. We didn't really think about that as we were starting our business. We thought, our regular car insurance would be okay. But you have to have commercial insurance for the vehicles, and that's very costly. And our state is very costly. In other states, I'm hearing that they're
I'm sure
they're different, but still, we have two trucks, and they're both insured under commercial insurance. So that's very, very costly. I mean, people, they call me, they text me, they DM me a lot. what insurance do you have? What's the cheapest insurance and stuff like that. And so we're not going to talk about which brand we use, but there's a lot of
many.
Yeah, there's a lot,
so.
but they're all pretty pricey. Yeah, for a good reason though, because there's a lot of liability in this business, huge liability.
Yeah.
Especially with that much weight on a driveway, kind of easy to crack concrete like that. So you gotta think about stuff like that too.
And also, that is actually a good point too, is what kind of equipment you are using.
Mhm.
What can your equipment, what can it lift? Well, what's the capacity of it? A hook versus like the Max D trailer that we have, one's a cable. So you know what you can lift. I think also make up your mind of what you want to pick up, what you want to lift, or how you
Mhm.
want to, put your equipment through, because that's gonna put some wear and tear
Yeah,
on the equipment.
one thing we figured out real fast was tree stumps. They are heavy,
Yes.
and sometimes it's almost too heavy. And yeah,
Big it's out here.
yeah. So you gotta keep in mind of stuff like that. They could chop it up, yeah, sure, but it's still the same weight. It's still the same amount. Same thing with gravel. Gravel that adds up fast. So gravel, sand, yeah.
Can handle that, because that's
Mhm.
going to be the worst too, and it's not only going to be the worst to tell your client you can't handle that load, but also very embarrassing on your part too, and a waste of time that you
Mhm.
put your client through. If you make sure your equipment can handle that kind of weight.
Especially when you go to the landfill and you go over, it's expensive, very expensive.
Yeah.
And
So
that's another thing too. Make sure you know what you're going to charge for overweight loads, because you know what? Everybody gets it. I'll tell you what, no matter what, everybody, oh yeah, I just have a few cardboards, I have maybe a couch. You have that one person that's going to throw in tree
all
steps,
kinds of
maybe
stuff, yeah.
railroad ties. They don't understand that's going to put in the weight. So again, make sure you know what you're going to charge for overweight tonnage.
Yeah, you got
It just goes on and on, but
yeah,
I
could you?
think what did you said? Just research.
Yeah, just research, because you have to know exactly what the landfill even accepts. Like,
Oh, roofing.
yeah, we didn't know
Mhm.
that we can use roofing at our landfill. And so we took a load over there and they're like, no, you can't
Yeah.
do
And
roofing.
now you're stuck with it. You gotta find somewhere else to.
So we had
Let's
to,
go to a different.
we had,
Yeah, I gotta go somewhere
They
else.
charge it almost triple the amount the other landfill
Yep.
we're going to.
so
So
while you're
again,
doing your research, you got to just check it out and see what's allowed at different landfills and what the cost is. Because like we didn't know that the roofing material was going to be that expensive to them. And so
Mhm. And then you also have to see how much you're gonna charge compared to everyone else. And typically, everyone else they just they have it on their websites. We have our prices on our websites, but
guys, I would just say call your competitors. I mean, you know what? You wouldn't like them to call you and get all your prices. Just base your prices on what your worth is. What is your time? That's how we what is our time worth? What if, to also be fair to the customer, again, putting into play of your time, your landfill fees, your insurance, your cost of your insurance, cost of tires.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through tires.
Mhm.
That's another thing. We don't use regular tires. We go up and are applying tires. So
You have to, because in the landfill, there's nails, there's sharp wood, there's all kinds of stuff in the landfill. So
bones.
yeah, bones. Yeah, seriously, literally, you think that's a joke, but that's some real stuff. But yeah, you have to upgrade your tires, because if not, you're gonna pop a tire almost every time, and you're gonna get a flat very often, especially with that much weight on those tires. You gotta keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
It's little things like that you don't know until you're in it.
It really is. And two, I think another thing is decide, are you doing this part-time? Are you doing this full-time? I'll tell you what, we've done it part-time. It was extremely hard.
Yeah, it was
especially
tough.
to be there for that customer at all times. Again, it's you can do it, but it's going to be tough,
Yeah.
especially if you have a job, you have kids, you have a life, you have whatever the case may be. But I think all of that comes into play of you asking yourself and doing your research.
Yeah, it's just you have to be committed. If you're gonna start a business, you have to be committed. If not, you can still do it, but it's just rough. It's very rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the overall answer to, how you want to start a business is just do your research. You gotta research everything, every little thing you could think of, even like the small details. Just research it.
Absolutely. And there's no perfect time. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to do it. If you're passionate, this is something you want to do, you just got to do it. Because if you're waiting for that perfect time, forget about it. You're never gonna do it.
It'll never
There
happen.
is no perfect time. So, but guys, thank you for commenting. Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, that's another big one.
Yeah, Facebook. We're all over Facebook.
People does Facebook.
Mhm.
So, I mean, again, just thanks for the feedback.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. This is all new to us, but hopefully it helps you out and it's informative for you guys. So
Mhm.
we appreciate
So yeah, that'll conclude our Scrap Talk number 2. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
it.